Hey guys, it's Andy. Hope you guys are kicking ass out there. It's going to be a great week. We already feel it. It's going to be a great week for everybody. Speaking of a great week, we found out we got back Repsy.com. They are back in the mix, and I'm just going to say, hell yeah. This episode is sponsored by Repsy.com, one of the best online booking agencies to do it. If you don't have an agent, it's okay, because you have Repsy.com to help you with all your needs. Go sign up for Repsy.com. If you're a band, a cheerleader, line dancer, juggler, comedian, independent venue, wedding, people who make weddings. I don't know, I forgot what they're called. Wedding planner, yes, all of it. They're the best, and I'm so happy they're back in the mix. So, ladies and gentlemen, go sign up for Repsy.com. Okay, are you ready? I'm ready. Let's start the show.
All right.
That was a good one.
Wow. And we're back.
You can tell we have a hot, tall guy on the pod today by our clap.
I know. We're on fire right now.
We are. We're working so much harder than all of you at your job.
No, don't say that.
8 hours a day during some. We're like, we talk. So.
Yeah. Andy Frasco's World Saving Podcast. I'm Andy Frasco. How you doing out there? How's your heads? How's your minds? Are you staying out of the darkness that they call anxiety?
The days are getting longer, though.
They are. I feel good. Even though I've been going to bed at 8 o'clock, doesn't really fucking matter.
That's good for you, I think.
I love it. Nick Gerlach, my co-host.
Should have been maybe like a third grade teacher or something.
I really do. I think, I really do think my retirement plan is to have an early morning talk show.
Yeah. I like that.
I like the 6 to 10.
Sort of like
be the first thing you guys hear in the morning.
Ellen?
I don't know if that's creepy. Like, hello.
Hi. I'm sad.
Hi, how you doing today? This is Andy Frasco's morning show.
You're like, Jesus Christ.
What a creep.
I'm trying to go to work. I sell insurance. Stop it.
Oh, man. Great week. How's your week been?
Oh, pretty good.
Yeah, you feeling good?
Been keeping busy, I feel like.
How was the private?
The private gig?
Mm-hmm.
That was fun. I always like private gigs. It was me and Isaac Teal and DJ in Paris.
It's so funny.
We were playing like Justin Timberlake songs, like late 90s and early 2000s R&B, which slaps.
Only in Denver you get just a fucking slamming band like that and all these different bands.
It's cool though. I like that.
It.
And it's like, I like that too because you don't have to rehearse.
Right.
Everybody already knows their shit. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, and they're all in jam bands, so like if you only know 7 songs, you could stretch those bitches out.
Yeah, but these were a little less jam bandy guys. You had to really know your shit.
Yeah,
there's like 4 background singers and everything.
Oh wow,
yeah.
So it was like a real corporate gig.
Yeah, it was like that. It was
dope.
Some corporate party. I don't know. They had a peanut butter and jelly bar.
Really?
Like a guy just like, you know how people cut you like the pork roast at a wedding? It was like that, but it was like Wonder Bread and different jelly and peanut butter. I
love it.
I like it too.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I had a good weekend. I went out. I blacked out Saturday.
Yeah, I saw you. I was there, remember?
Oh, yeah.
You tried to get me to go to New Conscious with you, and I don't really go there unless I'm working. It's too late for me.
Yeah. I was just like, I'm picking my days to black out now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Saturday? I'm not like blacking out every day now. I'm like, I told myself Saturday I will black out. And like I'll sleep all week, but Saturday's my night.
Yeah, I saw it on your Google Calendar.
Let's go.
Like interview, black out.
I like it. It feels good because like I can pick my day that I'm just gonna trash myself. I'm not trashing every day where I get depleted.
Right. I like how it's either go to bed at 8 or black out and don't go to bed.
You told me. We were talking about something like I was like, I'm on a parlay. It was like Sunday. He's like, Andy, go to fucking bed.
I did. I was like, go to bed, dude. This is me telling you to go to bed. I'm an insomniac. I just can't do the super late. Sundays I always write my trivia show, so I can't be all hungover. It's never as good if I do that.
Yeah. That was nice. I saw the Lakers get destroyed by the Denver Nuggets, and I got to see the last half of your show, which was fucking popping.
I think my Monday weekly show is pretty fun for a Monday weekly.
Yeah, and the Yacht Club's a perfect environment for that.
I love that place section.
Yeah, I like the Yacht Club. Shout out to the Yacht Club in Denver.
Great drink.
Yeah, that's good. While we're talking about local Denver businesses, we might as well talk about our boys Dialed In Gummies. Yes,
go for it.
They just sent me a fucking plethora of the World Saving Batch. And
good.
this is my first time because I've been on tour. I haven't been able to taste them. I'm stoked. I was worried about the lemon because I'm not really a lemony guy.
Oh, you're not?
Not really in candy.
I love lemon.
But it's not. It's like a limoncello, which is I like.
Yeah, it's not sour. It's more just like, yeah.
Yeah, I like it. And then the grape too. So it's purple and yellow grape and limoncello.
Get it, guys?
Hey, so grab yourself some dialed-in gummies. But Keista told me they're sold out completely for this month.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
Yeah, we move.
Put our name on something, sales go up.
Yeah, we sold out. I can't believe it. Let's go. We're in the weed business.
We might have some new sponsors coming, I've heard.
Yeah, we do. I can't talk them on yet. But we have some very exciting things in store for the World Saving Podcast. Speaking of one of them is Rayland Baxter. Oh, my God. You know him?
I don't actually know much about him, but I know that he's 6'5" and good looking. That's all I need to know.
He's hot as fuck.
Nashville
He's a great
guy, right?
songwriter. Nashville guy.
D1 lacrosse player, I remember.
D1 lacrosse player. He was going to be on that team, that Duke team that raped everybody.
No, they didn't, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, well, hold on. Let's...
Okay. What happened there? I didn't
They were
watch
accused of it, and
Okay.
it turned out that she was... They got it's made up.
Oh,
they got
it was
screwed
made
very
up.
hard, and a lot of them lost their whole season. There's a great 30 for 30 about it.
Oh, so that didn't happen?
No.
Oh,
They were
damn, that
doing-
would have been so fucked up for Ray if he was on that team.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it still fucked a lot of them over, like in their career.
yeah.
Like coach lost his job, stuff like that. But
So
it turns
fucked up.
out that they did not do what they were accused of doing. I don't remember every single detail, so I don't want to
Yeah, well, shout out to Rayland for picking the other college.
Yeah.
The other D1 college in lacrosse.
Yeah, good
That
job.
would have been so fucked up. Think about
Yeah.
how much that would have ruined your life. And you're a college kid and you're just trying to, it's
Right.
like, oh man, that'd be fucked up.
They're probably, I'm sure they made some bad choices along the way, but I don't think they broke any laws. You know what I mean?
And I was, this interview is really intense because he finally goes public. He's talking publicly about his father's death.
Oh, right. His dad's a very famous
Yeah.
lap steel player. Yeah.
And the stories he was telling me was giving me chills because they're so real. And I'll say one.
Yeah.
The day that his dad died, the night before or the night during he died,
Right.
his dad was in Ray's dream.
Whoa.
And his dad was saying, hey man, I'm dead.
I wonder how, oh, that's crazy.
It's like, don't be calm, be cool. I'm just letting you know that I've passed on to the next life. And Ray woke up, the text messages of his stepmom saying, hey, Bucky died.
That's insane.
That's fucking insane.
I've heard of other people having similar experiences. I just wonder what that could possibly.
Think about that shit. That's all telepath. That means we're all energy sources.
Well, we can't really be
Our
sources.
souls are energy sources.
Sure. Yeah, I guess. I mean, energy can neither be created or destroyed, so we can't really be a source of it. But I know what you're saying.
Oh God, I love when you talk hot like that. I love when you start talking spicy like that.
Ooh, Nick's been reading books again. I have been reading I've been reading a ton lately, and it's really been helping me mentally.
Yeah?
I got in a really bad rut there, like after Christmas.
Yeah. What
Nope.
happened?
No gigs for if I don't have a gig for 3 weeks.
No, it is. You always get sad during this time of year.
I do.
Yes.
All right, I believe you.
Yeah.
It's not my time of year. First of all, I hate the seasonal depression thing.
Yeah, me too.
That fucks me up. The sun going down at 4:30 is not good for me because
You stay up all night.
I'm already up late. I mean, I get up early enough, but I wasn't really gigging a ton. That time of year is not super good if you're a side man. I hate that. I like to be gigging. I like to be out there, And then I don't know.
I'm finally waking up from my post-tour depression.
I noticed, yeah. And I started reading books, and that kind of got my mind more. And instead of being online, just looking at everybody's stupid thoughts that are just dumb,
Yeah.
and someone else's thought that they just are rehashing in their own words.
I've been a lot happier not going on Facebook or Instagram lately.
Yeah, Facebook is a garbage dump of losers at this
Don't
point.
say that. Come on.
Well,
There's a lot of people on Facebook who are nice.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're not losers.
Come
Just
on,
kidding.
stop.
I'm on Facebook.
Yeah, I know.
I rule at Facebook, unfortunately. I just read a whole book about serial killers. It was really good. Profilers.
Profiles.
Oh, you know the show Mindhunter on Netflix? It's actually an older book.
Yeah.
I read the book of that.
Wow.
It's good.
God, look at you just reading.
These people can go look at crime scenes, look at what the guy did. Like, let's say he came in here and he just looked at your room. He could be like, okay, he's 35. He drives this. He is like this. He works. Like, they can tell like what kind of job you have, if you're single or not, just by how you killed someone.
Do you think that'd be annoying if you're dating that type of person?
Oh.
And they're always like over judging.
There's no, their whole thing is like forensic
analyzing.
psychology.
Like they're analyzing your relationship. You probably like have first dates like, oh well, she's gonna be good in marriage and then she's gonna have kids, but then she's gonna get acne. And
she
then,
seems like she definitely has a problem with her mother. You know what I mean? They can tell, like they can look at a crime scene and be like, oh, his mom beat him.
really?
Dude, it's just wild.
I love that shit.
The guy that wrote it like literally came up with the term serial killer. There was not a term serial killer until he did with the other guy.
I love that shit. That's my type. I get high off that shit.
Yeah, it's a great book. I listened to it, to be fair. It was an audiobook.
Mhm.
Not technically reading, but
Wow.
yeah.
This is great.
Yeah. I love reading.
I read a book about relationships.
You did?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
What about them? Are they good or bad at the end of the book?
I can't tell. I don't fucking know.
I just got that Same Talent book. I'm going to read that too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I started watching Andrew Santino's.
Santino? Funny.
And then I liked it. It wasn't. All I really want to watch is Ari Shafir's Jew.
So good.
Yeah, I got to watch that.
I think it's like his magnum opus. You know what I mean?
I watched the Bernie Madoff doc and I fucking loved it because
Yeah.
that guy's a psychopath.
Got rules, huh?
Yeah, I felt bad for the people like who didn't have any money.
And then they got screwed again. The government's like making them pay it back somehow.
Yeah.
What the hell's up with that?
It's fucked up.
Federal government.
Yeah, Bernie's the one who fucked everybody.
I'm starting to feel like our government doesn't have the best interests of all the people in
Ooh,
mind.
hot take.
I'm starting to think they only like the super rich people for some reason. I don't know.
Ooh.
I only have 250 years of data to back me up.
Right. Well, this is exciting. We have a good episode.
Rayland.
I didn't really cut a lot of it because it was too good. That's why I want to keep this one short.
Yeah,
this
it's okay.
opening. But I see you every day.
And we're going to have a big long one, just us two coming up. So
Yeah, and 2 more episodes.
So you guys will get that. Send it. Should we talk about the voicemail
let's talk
thing?
about the voicemail thing.
Okay.
So
Shit, I left my phone downstairs.
we are
The
going to be
number's on
giving
there.
advice.
Or just whatever. If you have a question, anything, advice,
You can
question.
send in the voicemails, or if you just want to prank call the podcast, get on the podcast
Whatever.
voicemails. What is the phone number?
It's on my phone downstairs. You want me to go grab it? It's in
Go
my
grab
notes.
it. Go
and
grab
then
it.
we'll also post it.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be right back.
Hold on. So this is exciting. It's we have a Google number where you could call the Google number. And you could ask us what we should talk about on the concepts, or if who you want us to interview, or if you just want to just prank call me, pretend you're Brian Schwartz, or pretend you're my manager, or you pretend that I'm whatever. Just make fun of me, whatever. It doesn't matter. Make fun of Nick. Actually, Nick needs a little bit of funning of. I'm saying like,
Make fun of me all you
yeah, make fun of Nick.
I can take it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it, actually.
So what's the address here?
Okay. Address? No. Phone number.
Phone number.
Area code 720 Denver.
Ooh, hot.
You can't do a cool like world saving 1-800
Yeah.
on Google. 996-2403.
So 720.
996-2403.
So give us a call. Send us a voicemail. Did you already make a voicemail
Yep.
for it? Is
Yeah.
it funny?
It's pretty funny.
Okay, cool.
Not too long though. I want people to get to it.
All right, cool. So send us your stuff, numbers. Talk to us. If you want to ask Nick on a date,
Call me ugly, whatever, dude. I do not care. I'm
Yeah.
bald too. There's some more material.
Let's see if this works.
My career died 6 years ago. Come on, you got plenty of stuff to work with.
All right, guys, we're gonna have a great week. Stay happy. Stay positive. Feeling good. If you're feeling bad about yourself, it's okay.
Yeah, it's actually normal, and
it's
it'll
fine to-
pass.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah.
I know you're feeling. Just know that it's not gonna last forever, or don't forget that things change,
Things change.
and you could get happy again.
Hell, it could get even worse.
It could get God damn it.
So don't get too sad.
Oh, Nick. No. If you're in your feelings, feel the feelings, and keep it moving.
Keep it moving, people.
Yeah. All right. Enjoy Rayland Baxter. You're gonna love this. This is amazing. I'm really obsessed with this.
He's 6'5", people.
6'5", mustache, dating a supermodel.
What?
In his he's got this beautiful
Mustache? Oh, no. Supermodel?
He's got a beautiful girlfriend. And he's beautiful. I'm really into
When
it.
we have tall people, we should make them do it standing up.
What?
We should have whenever someone's real tall, we should make them do the interview with standing next to like a Shaq cutout so people can see.
How tall and
Yeah.
hot he is?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. All right, guys, enjoy Rayland, and we will catch you next week.
Yeah, call us.
Call us.
I'll be checking the voicemail.
Yep, and we got shout out to Dial Guns.
Shout out.
Thank you for being our sponsor.
Yeah, it's good. They're good.
Okay, bye.
All right, next up on the interview hour, we have Rayland Baxter, one of my favorite songwriters. I know you probably hear this all the time. He always says it's his favorite songwriter, but this really is one of my favorite songwriters. Love his lyrics, love his chord progressions. He's just a great dude. And this interview got really deep. Ray's dad passed away during COVID, and he finally is opened himself up to talking about it, which in a public forum, and I can't thank him enough for being vulnerable like this. So, Chris, play some Rayland Baxter. Let's get this interview, the right mojo that it needs, because it's only January, and this has been one of my favorite interviews of the year. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the interview hour, Rayland Baxter.
Rayland Baxter. Where the fuck you at, bro? I always see you're always in the woods somewhere. You're always just doing some woodsy shit. Where are you right now?
I can't tell you. No, I'm in Pegram, Tennessee.
Yeah. How's it been?
It's nice up here, man. It's 30 minutes west of Nashville.
Yeah.
Closer to the West Coast than Nashville is. Are you on the West Coast?
I'm in Denver. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. My whole thing was I wanted to live closer to the West Coast, not necessarily because I love the West Coast versus Nashville, but I don't want to live east of Nashville, so I live west of Nashville.
You still love Tennessee, bro?
I'm from Tennessee,
Yeah.
I do. I don't love Nashville necessarily, the city with no identity.
Right.
But I love what I'm looking at right now, which I'll show you.
Yeah, show me.
That van.
Oh yeah, look at that guy. Are you isolated? Where are you? Do you have neighbors?
Yeah, I got neighbors. My buddy Alex lives next door. But am I isolated? Pretty much. There's houses over there. But yeah, I rent this little cabin. Started renting it in April of this year.
Right.
I'll have it for until next April, and then I'll find somewhere else, maybe.
Do you like?
I like the woods, man.
Yeah. Do you like the idea of living in the woods? Protecting your own sanity without dealing with the Nashville bullshit. Of everyone telling you got to sit in and do these tracks and do all that stuff. It feels like you live in your own island.
Yeah. Well, man, come on. There's a writer's round at Tommy's Baklava bar. Oh, cool. Have fun.
I'm the same way, bro. I moved to Denver because it's all jam musicians, so they don't want me to be soloing. They want, so they leave me the fuck alone.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm not really a jammer, soloer, or whatever. So it's fuck it.
Yeah, jam bands and jam band people, there's no celebrity with them.
No.
They're just cool. You playing Green Sky Bluegrass? Awesome. I've seen you guys 20 times. You're in the band?
What?
Not me. This is
yeah, exactly. What about when you roll into Nashville? Is it you a celebrity over there? And that's all songwriter world over there.
I'm easily recognizable because I wear what I wear, I guess, in Nashville, and I have a mustache. And I've had a mustache for a long time.
Yeah.
So in Nashville, I don't know. That's not why I don't go into Nashville. Nashville's full of cars and posers.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
And I can't. It makes me sad to see them all going for it.
Yeah.
Following their dream, but their dream is, well, it ain't my dream. So that's all I can say.
What's your dream?
My dream is to stretch 24 hours into feeling like it's 72 hours. continuing to find out what I'm on this planet for. That's my dream.
What as of today, why do you think you're on this planet?
The same reason why everybody else is on this planet, to continue figuring out the prize puzzle.
Yeah.
No different reason than anybody else, honestly. But how it's like there are so many little epiphanies to be had, and so many little like, oh my gosh, oh shit, kind of moments for everybody. That, yeah, who knows? And then when we pass on, who knows? Like what all sense is made? You know, I don't know.
Yeah. Do you believe in an afterlife?
Belief is a funny word, but I know there is a before and after life.
Yeah.
So I just know it outright. Belief is worthless.
Explain that.
It's like belief is a fake thing that, like, it's like we if you believe in something, then you automatically set this standard or this type of like blueprint that you got to walk through because you believe something
Right.
to be true. But I don't. Had you asked me that question, do I believe in afterlife before my dad passed?
Yeah.
I would have been like, I believe in an afterlife. I don't have any proof of it, but I believe in it.
Yeah.
But I most definitely think that there is a lot of like mojo and shit that we can't even explain, that we don't know how to explain, but that we may feel or may experience in a dream or a passing glance with a stranger, or a bit of like just unexplainable kind of phenomenon that could happen where you're like, oh, that's it. I feel that to be real. Like when you're hitting on a stage with a band and then you jump out into the audience, like that thing.
Right.
That's a real thing. You felt it. But yeah, no, my dad passed. The morning he passed, he came to me in a dream. I talked to him in the dream. He said some things to me in the dream that were fucking eye opening. And when I woke up from the dream and found out he had passed on, I was like, all right, well, that just happened. And
Hold on. You didn't know your dad died?
yeah.
You didn't know your dad died before this dream happened?
Mm-mm.
Okay, do you mind talking about this?
This is what we should talk about. Yeah, this is
100%. This is what I want to talk about. I mean, you have a record, but fuck the music. Let's talk about this.
Yeah. Records come and go.
Yeah, records come and go. But this is wild. So what was the conversation? Were you able to talk back to him?
Oh yeah. So at 3:30 a.m. on Memorial Day of 2020, I woke up and I walked the sun was coming up. I walked to the bathroom and, took a leak, had a leak. Then I walked back to my bed, but as I walked back to my bed, I poked my head out the window and I saw the sun coming up through the trees, and I was like, I said with my mouth, I was like, damn, that's pretty. And when I said it, I sounded just like my dad. Like I said it and I noticed it, and I was like, whoa. And I looked at my girlfriend. She was in the bed. I was like, I sounded just like Bucky, didn't I? And I jump back in bed and I fall back asleep almost immediately. And I go into a dream almost immediately. And I'm in Hawaii walking through storage containers and classrooms. And I was looking for a place to sit and nobody would let me sit down. And so I finally found this motel. And next to the corner room of the motel, there were 3 lawn chairs. And I go and I sit in one. And I was like, fuck, finally, I found a place to sit down. And after a second, I look over my left shoulder and my dad was right there on my left shoulder. I was like, I was like, Dad, what are you doing here? And he says, Ray, I got to talk to you, man. And I get up out of the chair and I walk into the corner motel room. And he's standing there in front of the TV with his hands out like this. And I grab him by the wrist. I'm like, what's up, man? What's going on? And he looks at me and he says, I don't know what happened, Ray. I got to go. They won't let me stay any longer. And I was like, okay. And so I got it at that moment. And I was like, and I popped my hand on his shoulders like that, like boom. And I looked at him. I said, Dad, you're my everything. I am who I am because of you. And we hugged and we were crying and he kissed me. And when I squeezed him the tightest, the hotel room, scene changed, like the white light just went vroom. And then I'm still in the dream. I'm 100 feet underwater under a massive tanker, like a big ass tanker ship. And the tanker has one little boat on each end, kind of like going like, vroom. And the tanker splits into 3 pieces and it capsizes slowly, like the bow and the stern go boom. And in the center hull capsizes and locks in place completely upside down underwater. And right when it locked into place underwater is when I snapped out of bed. I like go king. And right when I snapped out of bed and I opened my eyes, I said, I got to call my dad. And I walk across the room to get my phone. And there was already a text message from his wife saying, give her a call. And at 8:30 in the morning, I'm awake. I give her a call. She's like, your dad passed at 3:30 this morning.
What?
And I said, what?
Fuck?
And then I was like, boom. I know. Oh my God. I just woke up from this dream. And that's how that started. And then, fast forward to 4 days later, I'm down in Florida with my sister and my dad's wife. And find out she's a medium. She's like, doesn't tell anybody this, but she's been able to talk with her grandmother since she was a kid. We're sitting in my dad's bed. I'm watching a fucking pendulum swing around on a little chain, pointing at the alphabet. And it's my dad spelling things out to us, telling me where his piano was, telling me like all this beautiful shit, about being an angel or being like in the presence of angels. Or guides, telling me that he was with the 2 spirits of his favorite dogs, Chester and Moondog, and that he was with his father, and he was essentially going to class every day, learning more about love and light. And
through the pendulum,
he told me to yes.
Holy shit, Rayland!
Like a crystal, it's just like pointing. It was floating from her fingers, on the chain, and then a like cone-shaped crystal, and it was just like I was moving in thin air without her wiggling it, and it just started pointing to letters. And I mean, that was my dad. That was like whatever the essence of his energy he was communicating with us. And after that happened, I was like reformed again. I was broken in half for like 4 days. And then I talked to him again, and like my smile came back, all these things, just like, okay, that's my dad. All right, cool. I talked to him from the other side. Now, essentially he's on my shoulder all the time, and I can't get away with all the rapscallion shit that I used to when he was alive.
Right. Yeah. So I bet, man. Okay. So you basically had 2 conversations with your pops, one in your dream.
Yeah.
Did you believe the dream?
Oh yeah.
So like, did you not want to wake up from the dream?
I didn't have a choice. When I was in the dream, I didn't know that I was going to be like, when you're in a dream, you don't know for me, I'm in a dream. I don't know that I'm dreaming until I'm out of the dream.
Yeah.
And so I believe the dream. Yeah. I mean, it happened. And then I woke up and I called, then I saw the text, like it's a very real place. And I said that to one of his best friends after the fact. I was like, I know the dream wasn't real, or was it real? He goes, he's Israeli, my dad's best friend. He goes, Rayland, the dream, that is a very real place. So that was your father, and he was saying goodbye. And yeah, I mean, and it was like crazy, like the whole kind of, I think that witnessing the miracle of birth is one thing that like is unexplainable until it happens to the person witnessing it. And then talking to somebody from the other side is like unfathomable until it happens. And it happened. And I was like, well, damn. I mean, as real as anything. And then the dreams that I've had since then, the dreams my sister has had since then, the stuff I found out from him, like he can join consciousness with the osprey. And so the day, like 2 or 3 months after he passed, I am standing next to a field of buckwheat. My dad's nickname is Bucky, but I'm standing next to a field of buckwheat in Eden, Utah. And an osprey flies by as I'm fly fishing with my dad's rod for the first time since he passed.
Oh my God.
This osprey flew by 3 different days in a row, showing off the fish that he had caught. And the day I left that cabin in Eden, this osprey posted up on the biggest evergreen tree, looking down the driveway as I drove down the driveway. He's like come to my sister's dreams and told her to tell Buddy about play Buddy the Johnny Cash song. And she's in the dream like, what do you mean the Johnny Cash song? He's like, just play Buddy the Johnny Cash song. And then that morning she wakes up and gets into her car to go to the coffee shop, and a Johnny Cash song starts playing called My Darkness. And it's an explanation of kind of like being depressed and not being able to tell people how much you love them.
Oh my God.
But he wanted his best friend, one of his best friends in Nashville, his name's Buddy Jackson. He's an artist. He wanted Buddy to know that he loves him. And so that was the message that
this is wild.
My sister was in the Bahamas with one of her friends, and my dad came to her in the dream, and he was like, go find Ben Ree, go find Keith and Ben Ree. And my sister woke up the next morning and texted me. She's like, do you know who Keith and Ben Ree are? I was like, yeah, those are 2 of Bucky's fly fishing buddies in the Bahamas. She's like, I'm in the Bahamas right now.
What the fuck?
And she had never met Ben Ree. She never even heard these names. So when she texted me that, I was like, whoa. But yeah, all this stuff.
Hold on.
Side.
Rayland.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking God, you're blowing my mind right now. I need to, hey Jill, will you grab me a cigarette? This is wild. Okay. First thing I want to know. Did anyone else have communication with him on the day of his death? Or were you the first person he talked to?
I think I probably was the first person he talked to because, or he spoke with Taylor as well, his wife.
Yeah.
But when I don't know, to be honest with you, the like timeline of that, but I do know that at 6:30 a.m. he had passed for 3 hours at that point. So maybe Taylor like saw him on the port. He passed away like looking at the sunrise, probably like doing some weather predictions for the day for fishing.
Yeah.
So he might have communicated with her, but yeah.
What about okay, so do you believe that visitation with the afterlife like expires after a certain time, or can you always communicate with him?
Well, I can always communicate with him because he's part of me now.
Yeah.
And he's in my heart, as he told me. And so I can hear his voice in my, like what I would previously describe as my imagination. I think that my imagination is like a term that is way more to be defined than it has been, but I can imagine his voice. I can see him when I close my eyes. I can hear him like give me advice if I'm in my garage tinkering and I'm moving too fast, or or if we're playing music and I need to listen more rather than like step on everybody's toes, jamming or something. I can just hear him. And the more grounded I am, the deeper sleep I get, the more I can like go to, the more I just like my being lets me be in a place that I can communicate with him. Whether it's like, when I'm riding the dirt bike, for example, if I get a little squirrely, I can hear him yell like, Ray, like slow down, like that.
Yeah.
And so then I will slow down, and who knows how many times that saved me from like hitting a tree or something,
Oh my God. Okay. So I remember when this happened and you kind of went into
Mhm.
isolation and people were reaching out to you and you kind of like, you pushed people away in a sense, which is totally fine. What was mourning process like through those months? You're with your girlfriend? Were you by yourself? Did you have people to talk to? Or did you want to deal with it alone?
So my girlfriend at the time, I'm with her now, but at the time we were she wasn't my girlfriend after that. I hadn't seen her in a while. We saw each other for a few days, and she went off for a year and a half and did her thing. And so I had my mourning process. I went to Kentucky. Well, so here we go, rewinding. He passed in May of 2020. I recorded most of the music for this record I put out from January to March of 2020. We had 30 plus songs recorded with like scratch vocals and stuff. And then quarantine started,
Right.
and then Bucky passed away, and I took a couple months. I was living in a different cabin in Tennessee, and I took a couple months just to like, I would like look up at the sky at night and be praying and being talking to him. And I would, this one time, I mean, I was stoked. I was sad, but I was like, I was in this spiritual place where I was fucking asking my dad to throw shooting stars across the sky, and he would do it.
Holy shit.
Like two times in a time I was hanging with him, I was like, throw a star across the sky. And I started counting, and I counted to 7, and one went pew. And then I was like, it's because I was asking for signs that he was there. I was told by an advisor essentially that if you ask for him to give you signs, he'll give you signs. And so, I got to put my other ear pod in.
Okay.
This was dead. And then I was like, dude, I counted to 7 again, and another star in a night where there were no shooting stars,
Yeah.
And let's see. So I was stoked. I put his ashes in his pedal steel box, put them in my Sprinter van, and I drove to LA. And I filmed all of this too. I filmed it with my GoPros. I'm wearing a Batman mask driving across the country with my dad's ashes in his pedal steel seat on my way to LA to start working on this record again. And I work on the record for a month there. I pack it up and I go up to Apple Valley, California, and do some percussion recording with Miss Bobby Hall. And then I go to Utah, where I'm there in Eden, Utah, at a friend's house. And then I'm there for a couple weeks. I go down to Creede, Colorado for a couple weeks. I go to Austin, Texas, and kick it with Shaky for a couple weeks. And then I make it back to Nashville by September of 2020. And still with like a record that was unfinished. And then I move back up to Kentucky to the studio.
Yeah.
And that's where like the isolation started. That's where I was able to live in this studio for a year and live on this 100-acre property for a year for very little money. God bless the Swayze family for letting me live in this castle essentially for a year for $5,000.
Yeah. Sick.
Like I had the whole studio to myself.
Did you have an engineer?
Thunder
Were you engineering it yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
No, I had Thunder John, who was up there with me like half the time, teaching me how to run Pro Tools, teaching me how to edit. And it was such a scene, you know. I'm in this huge studio. Thunder John's a guru, and he's playing Red Dead Redemption on the Xbox. And if I have a question, I'll be like, how do I do this? He's like, take the clicker, put it on file, go to save as. And then it got more got more complex as the time went on. All right, hold shift and Apple, stretch the X across. And then, okay, now type this in, curve the bow. There's your crossfade.
Oh my God.
And so for a year, that's where I got kind of Beck with my album. I'd start chopping up my voice and having a lot of fun with that. But I spent too much time alone.
Yeah.
And this is I people started worrying about me, and I was just literally eating Adderall, drinking coffee and energy drinks, and learning how to make this record. And all of it was mostly good. I'll just say that the negative part of that is the effect it had on my fucking body and my brain,
right?
Of gobbling amphetamines and smoking hella weed and talking to ghosts, essentially.
Right.
And so I stopped doing that.
Yeah, good.
But
I'll clap to that. I'll clap to that. Oh, so what was John talking to you about mourning and death and your pops and stuff?
Well, John had lost his father 5 or 10 years ago, and so this guy John Constable is a fucking truth keeper, man. And he's the second engineer on the record, and he a man of few words, man. But he's got really long. Remember the guy that's afraid of mustard in the CKY2K videos? Yeah. John's a more fragile version of that guy, but same hair, looks like a wizard. And keep in mind, in addition to John, to my pops passing, the two builders of this studio that I was in, they passed away in 2018. Billy Swayze and Tiger Merritt. Tiger is the lead singer of Morning Teleportation, and Billy is the owner of the studio, who has all this antique vintage recording gear. And so I'm talking to these guys as well. They're pretty much the tastemakers on the record. If I tried to force something, if I tried to go play something and it wouldn't work out, I realized over the year that I would just stop, and something would happen eventually that would write the part. Whether it was I'm listening back and there was a robin that was tapping on the window of the glass and it was a percussion pattern, or at night we'd open the windows or the doors and the bullfrogs in the pond would start going "Rrr, rrr," in the beat of the song that we were listening to, or the AC unit would click on and it would be a static note that just hung through. And stuff like that happened, or a siren would come by and it would be a background vocal, or like the Doppler effect of a semi truck coming. You'll hear that song on the record too, and it was really beautiful because I think that I'm in the bigger picture with life. The second you learn how to let go and trust that something else is taking care of all this stuff, then things become way easier.
Right.
Detrimental drama becomes a bug on a windshield. And that's and then the record was done. Honestly, I could have worked probably another 3 years on chopping this record up and making it something else.
When did
lyrics came into place?
When did you just stop overthinking the record and let it just fucking, finish?
I stopped. Honestly, I stopped when we started mixing it.
Yeah.
Because there was still all the human component, or the pursuit of something better, or did I nail it kind of thing, that kept me tinkering with it. But really, October of 2020, of 2021 is when I was all right, I can't do anything more to this. And then we found somebody, a mixing engineer, Ryan Hadlock, up in Seattle.
Oh, Ryan's great.
And yeah, he is great. And he let me come up to Bear Creek, and we spent 3 weeks mixing the record, doing some patchwork recording and such. But yeah.
It's pretty wild. During this methamphetamine binge you were on, were you suicidal?
Hell no.
You not like your brain was so focused on the project and talking to your dad and like what made you like? Did you feel lonely, or did you not feel lonely because you had all these spirits you're talking to?
Yeah, I was alone, but I wasn't lonely. Like
That's good.
I might have. Well, I was lonely on like a very like I wanted to. I was always inviting girls up
Right.
to the studio. Like before Sophia and I started dating, you know, I was a bit of a fucking floozy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was lonely. I was like looking for some type of gratification in that sense, to feel some love. But I also, I was happy to be alone and working on this thing because it felt important. And like a deeper answer to your question earlier, what's my purpose? My purpose is to make music and to mine through words and find ways to explain something that hasn't been explained before, but is a very human circumstance.
Right.
Loss, love, hunger, desire, but put it into words. That's essentially what we're doing. You know,
Right.
We're trying to make a platform for someone else to send to voicemail, for somebody else to learn from or feel from beyond ourselves. But no, I don't think I would ever be suicidal, because it's a gift to be a human.
Right.
It's a gift. Like I'm not a floor mat.
Right.
I'm a human. Like, and what a fucking gift it is to figure out the problems and not give up. And it's all like part of the plan, I think.
Right.
For me, at least. I was up there. It was beautiful. I was going through. I wasn't, it was beautiful, man. It was just all beautiful.
I love it.
Really, the hard part started in the last 6 months, when I started dating. Started seeing one person, and then a lot of other struggles from my life came out through in this relationship that I realized like are things that have been with me since I was a kid. My dad was always my phone call. And for me not to have that phone call 2 years after he passed, when I needed the phone call, that was really difficult to figure out and to understand, and to be surprised that I actually have my own kind of me inside of me that I can call. But I had spent 38 years calling my dad when I got into a predicament, and not leaning on myself. And myself is maybe one of the reasons why my dad passed at that time he did, is that I had to start my own journey of identifying my kind of beacons of light, and finding them, and forming a relationship with my guiding forces, which is partly him in another place, but partly me as a little kid, me as a college age adult, and then me now, and then everything that makes up that, plus everything else,
right,
that we can't explain,
Yeah, and like, the stuff that we were suppressing, and suppressing enough where like until you made that phone call with your dad, you didn't have that anymore. So where'd you go? Did you go to Sophia? Did you go to therapy? How did you like get through a way to communicate all the poison that's in your body? I mean, we still have poison.
Yeah. I found a therapist.
Yeah.
Like this lady, I guess I could leave her last name out just for, unless she wants some business. I don't know. Her name's Glenda.
Yeah.
She's helped my sister with. My sister's been like 3 years ahead of me, with stuff. She'll call something. She'll be like, I'm going through this. And then 3 years later, I'll find myself going through that route. She's 2 years older than me.
Yeah.
But she recommended this lady named Glenda. And so Glenda and I, it's like this type of therapy or a lot of writing and once a week FaceTime. And she was trying to teach me how to meditate. And then all the other 6 days of the week, I would have a writing assignment, like write a letter from the really judgmental part of my being. And then we would go into a meditation, a kind of a guided meditation. And she would coach me on how to break down the judge in me and how to find this limitless self. And, my limitless self. And I had to get her to explain these terms to me because they don't mean anything when I just hear her say it. But my limitless self, like this golden teacher and advisor that is within all of us, how to find this. And for me, I needed to put a body to it, and I had to have clothes and a bow and arrow and shit, and like, so this, when I was in a relationship, when I would get like my feelings hurt, or then I learned how to like get to why my feelings are hurt and then where it comes from. And rather than this, like, you could do better than this, you can do better than this voice, it's more like, this is, everything is okay. And what you're feeling right now is, and I would just be able to break it down like on a spreadsheet, essentially.
Right.
So that I don't feel pain. And pain is just like, pain is, it's these poisons that essentially you can just go like, ah, if I could get a way to do that.
Yeah.
And it be gone. Because, you get in a breakup, and then 3 years down the line, you look back, you're like, I was hung up on that, but I ain't now. And how do we get to that place a little bit sooner? And what is it about me that makes that scenario more difficult to pass through?
Right.
And finding that, and I mean, it's a work every day on it, but I now have this like little kid in me that I thought was just a memory. That was old part of my life, but still hugely a part of me. And carrying him around with me rather than kind of dragging the memory. And
yeah, why do we forget that kid as we get older?
I don't know. I think because memories are like, it's like something happened in time and then it's gone and it's just a memory. But if it was all like part of our burlap sack, that's with us all the time, I think we would nurture the little kid a little bit more. But we're also humans are finding out so much about the brain and about how we store trauma. Like in the last 5 years with TikTok and Instagram, people are sharing information, and I kind of like, I'm really not hopeful. I'm like eager to see what else we figure out about speed bumps, essentially, so that we can tap into our
full potential,
our best. Yeah.
Do you talk about the calmness when your dad is in your soul now? Is like it's like, isn't that the same thing as like him, like what your therapist telling you, like squeezing out that bad tension is the same thing as he's saying, Ray, you're going too fucking fast on this motorcycle, like, oh shit, I'm taking life for granted in a way, in a sense of like, I'm being reckless. And like, it's the same thing you're talking about with, chasing pussy or doing methamphetamine, it's like, it really, sometimes we need these sparks of death. And, I try to be optimistic about things, and it's hard to be optimistic about death, but sometimes we need that to be a better person. Do you think it helped you?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
It shrunk the world for me when he passed, and I talked to him, and over the years, Earth shrunk, and my vision became clearer in terms of what I should be spending my time on, who I should be spending my time with, and and like really diving into the gifts that I have noticed that I've either built or been given by the outside, to fucking sing.
Right.
To like, if we're talking about all these vibrations, and you see the things on the internet where the guy takes sand and he turns it to 440 hertz, and it makes the design, and it's 30 hertz and it makes the design. If we're talking about vibrations, my purpose is to sing from my mouth into a microphone so that a large group of people can experience some type of joy,
right,
as a whole. Now, the record is one thing. The entertaining and performing is a whole other thing that's equally as important as a record. As
right.
you know, like, people's lives are changed when they go to a great show.
Right.
It's a combination of harmony of what they want and what the entertainer is giving.
Do you still like entertaining?
I love it, man. We just did 7 shows in November. I was nervous to get it going because of like rehearsals and having to learn these songs and sing them. But I was reminded that, like, after the show, I'm staying out there and I'm talking to everybody, and people's lives are affected by the art that somebody's making, hopefully. And that's like part of the social service now, to give them what they want, give the people what they want, and in turn I get what I want. It's called selflessness.
Yeah, and yeah, and it's like, it's like that. We're all in this together. You're mixing half of it. You're doing this for a reason to help them while it's helping you as well. So it's pretty powerful. But damn, what kind of joys did you find in your life like after the passing of your dad? Also, I want to know, it seems like you were really close with Bucky before.
Uh-huh.
Did this make you closer now that you could talk to him whenever you want in your soul, or does he come every now and then?
I think that if I am like being sober and and eating healthy and sleeping enough, he's around all the time.
Yeah.
It's like when I go out to my yard and I walk around barefoot, and I go like walk into the woods and literally touch trees and listen to the wind. He's there all the time. If I was like, I think that he trudged through just to get my attention a lot. When I was up in Kentucky, ungrounded essentially, but I was so grounded from the dream and everything that I like ran off that for 2 years,
Right.
But there were like moments where I'm like, why, God, why? Like, Buckman, where are you? I need your help right now. I'm fucking crumbling. And that was my time to figure it out. It wasn't like he couldn't shine up through the sun and be like, son, you are troubled and you must, and it's like, no, silence, figure it out, bro.
Yeah.
Why
do you think that is?
So essentially,
why do you think spirits come when you're calm and clear-headed, not when you need help?
Because the help that we need when they're not there is for us. It's because it's our job to figure it out. It's like, spare the rod, spoil the child. Okay. Like,
yeah, you got a point.
The pain is part of the beauty, and so gotta get up to get down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, there's all these things where, and you got to get down to get up.
Right.
And so there's like, or else, like, what's the point of the journey? There's no journey at that point. Like, you look back on the hard times because you're in a good time, and you're grateful for the good time because you went through the hard time.
Right.
But yeah, it's he's way more in my life than he was when he was alive.
Yeah.
But he and I we're like twin flame, and which is what I was told by essentially my spirit guide, that I'm with him. When I was born, we split. I mean, I talk like him, I walk like him.
It's wild.
My instincts are like him. I talk to his friends on the phone, and they'll be like, "Oh my God, you scare me, kid! You sound just like your dad right now."
So crazy.
And yeah, so he's omnipresent.
Were you like, was it like Elizabethtown for you when you took that road trip with your dad's ashes? Were you putting them in all these different places, or did you hold them?
I held him.
Yeah.
I still have them. You know, they're not in a urn; they're in a plastic bag.
Hell yeah.
In a inside of like a velvet bag in my guest room over there. You know,
Hell yeah.
I know that when I'm going to Key West this weekend, I'll probably bring a little bit down there and drop him in the water, because he's like all about the clear blue Bahamian water.
Mm-hmm.
But
beautiful.
Yeah, man. Death is a beautiful thing. We're conditioned to think about it as like this bad thing where we don't get to see anybody anymore. But it's not that. That's an illusion.
Right.
That is an absolute illusion. Like, my dad came to me in a dream once, and I was like, I was with him. I could smell him. I was like, "Dad, are you really here? Like, am I really with you right now?" He goes, "Yeah, Ray. Once you get over the illusion that I'm gone, I'm always around."
Yeah.
Like, this illusion that death is, it's just like we can't figure out as a whole what happens when somebody dies.
Right.
So it's like, without knowing, we don't know, and therefore then we're afraid,
Right.
and we're sad. But we have a choice not to be sad. Like, I made a choice 2 or 3 weeks ago to be done grieving, and I was like, "Buck, man, can I be done grieving you right now? I got to be done." And his answer to me was just like, "From day one, man. But I know you needed to do this, but no, please stop. It doesn't help."
Yeah, it's crazy. But we needed to mourn, to feel that we could actually feel, you know? I don't know. Music industry trains us to not feel. I don't know about you, but my take on just living on the road, fucking doing everything, abusing our body, we feel like we're invincible and we don't have feelings, you know? Because they force us to just play all the fucking time and fucking make a record after record like we don't have fucking feelings. So like, maybe this is a lesson to fucking feel, you know?
Yeah, definitely feel all of it.
Yeah. Fuck. What? Okay, I got one last question. What's it like dating a model? I see your girlfriend and you guys like this perfect little rock star and model fucking life. And then I saw her singing with you at one show. I'm like, this is like Kate Moss, dude. It's like Kate Moss, and you know, like, is it wild? Do you get insecure? Or is like, how does that? How
hell
are you?
yeah,
yeah,
dude, hell yeah. She lives in New York City right now, and I live in Tennessee.
Right.
And she's much younger than me, and so she's like going through her 20s, doing her thing, you know. And it's like powered. Well, not even power. I don't even have the right to say that. Like, I have learned how to do it better than I used to.
Right.
But still, it's like, I'll be hella insecure. She's hot, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not next to her.
You're hot too, though, Rayland.
Gotta...
Let's go. You know you're fucking hot. You know what time it is. Yeah, you hot. You hot.
Look, she just texted me too. Amazing. I think that it's not the big picture, man. Nothing really should get in the way of true love.
Right.
And so if ever I were to get jealous, or if ever I were to perceive a situation or hear something she said rather than listen to what she said, you know, it's difficult, man, but it's I've known Sophia for essentially as long as I'm allowed to know her.
Right.
And the way we got into our relationship was 3 years prior of just knowing each other kind of distantly.
Right.
But her being we have a very deep connection, man. She's wise beyond her years, and she was in the bed with me when I woke up and I found out my dad passed.
Yeah.
And she helped me through, like, when I got, long story short, but I got kind of chased off of that studio property last December because some local guys are running the studio, and one of the manager and I didn't really get along. And I kind of got chased out of there by
holy fuck
him and his cronies. I put all my shit into storage, and she came into my life at that time. And I had somebody specifically her to love and to feel love from, and she would check in on me. And
right.
And I put all my shit into storage, and then we went out to Seattle to mix the record, and I just left the studio. I haven't been back since.
Holy shit. That's kind of weird. Like, after you spent your blood, sweat, and tears on the record, and the last thing the visual you have is this fucking douchebag manager of the studio kicking you out. I mean, like, it's such an important record to you, you know? It took everything out of you.
It took everything out of me. And then I got, I'm still kind of figuring out how to look at that studio up there, but my storage units were broken into in April. All my gear was stolen.
What?
Everything. 15 guitars. My dad's pedal steel seat was stolen. Whoever broke into it, and I found out who did it. Just a meth head that hit up a bunch of people's units that day. But they took my dad's ashes out of the pedal steel seat, dropped them on the ground, took the seat. Thank God they did that, because I would have I've gone on my own private investigator mission.
Right.
But they took all my hard drives, all my GoPro footage that I had been storing for three years.
Oh no, with the Batman footage and shit?
All of it.
Oh fuck, bro.
I sold my dad's 52 Gibson. I was able to get one guitar back, that red and yellow guitar that I have.
Oh man.
Somebody found it on reverb.com, but other than that, they took everything. And
fucked up.
And I was like, holy fuck, this is creepy. I'm out of here, man.
Yeah, fuck that.
And yeah, it's kind of been dark vibes up there.
That's bullshit.
But to answer your question, dating a model.
Get back to that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, she's great. She's on her own path too, and so it's like all the control freak stuff that I've adapted into with my own personnel management and career stuff.
Right.
I'm very in tune with the female, man. I was raised by females.
Right.
I've lived with females my entire life. My mom, my aunt, my sister, my cousin. And I'm a peacemaker as well. And so I've also learned that I'm a shit stirrer on some other levels. So it's a journey, man, but it's a beautiful journey. And
well, I'm happy.
You can't get in the way of anybody else's wants for success and to go trying it out. And so I was nervous when she's like, I got to spend the winter in New York City. I'm like, what am I going to do? What about little old me?
Right.
But no, all good.
It makes me happy that you found a person. It makes me happy that you're trusting your person, and it makes me happy that you're trusting yourself, bro. So I wish we gotta not wait another year to have these conversations. I'm gonna keep bugging you, and if you don't answer, it's fine. But I want to be your friend, Rayland. You're a good dude, and I'm a huge fan. Regardless of that, I love you, bro. I'm always here for you.
I love you too, Andy. I admire what you do on a performance level. You fucking have a lot of energy.
Thanks,
and you got
bro.
a lot to talk about too, and a lot of wisdom. So I'm happy for your show. I feel like it's on keeping on the up and up, and people know about it more and more. And
I love it.
People need to hear people talk.
I know. And people are, like everyone could talk about their fucking music and their reviews and their guitar solos, but fuck that. We're talking about death. We're talking about your dad. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get it popping, baby. So I'm going to be in Nashville next week. I don't know if you're in town, or in 2 weeks. I'm at the Brooklyn Bowl, but I'm in town.
sick.
I'm in town for 5 days, so maybe I come by the woods and we could. I could wear an orange beanie too and wear some camo, and let's get it popping, brother.
I got 2 more orange beanies.
All right, I'm in. Let me know, buddy.
I will. I'll be here. I get knee surgery on the 8th of December, just like a little unobtrusive kind of thing. So from the 8th to the 12th, I'll be immobile essentially. But let me know the dates you're there, and I'll you can come out to the cabin for sure.
For sure. Was that from lacrosse?
Yeah, an old injury with my meniscus.
Yeah.
My both of my knees are starting to feel kind of old, but my meniscus on my left knee needs to get some of it shaved off.
Right.
So
fuck, dude. Well, at least you'll be able to heal in your cabin in the woods, baby. And let me know your address. I'll send you some soup. Rayland, thanks for being on the show, buddy. It means a lot.
All right, love you. Thank you for having me.
Love you, bud. Later.
Bye-bye.
Later, bud.